Well, welcome everybody. My name is Tom Miller. I work at the Cleveland Clinic and I'm a proud member of the Ohio Distance Learning Association. And I'm also on the Professional Development Committee. So I'm here today to introduce Tammy Mooring from the Center for Interactive Learning and Collaboration, CILC, which many of Ohio Distance Learning Association content providers are members of, as well as many schools in Ohio. And they have some wonderful resources that Tammy's going to take you through. If you are a member of OhioDLA, we welcome you and thank you for being a member or associate. Anybody can be an associate of the OhioDLA. It's a free opportunity for you to get information about professional development and to network with other people who are thrilled to be doing distance learning. So we do appreciate if you know somebody that's interested in distance learning, connected learning, virtual learning, it's all the same thing now. We'd appreciate you promoting us and letting people know that we have really great resources. We try to do PD that's very geared towards what our members want, which is how do you engage students in the classroom, or how do you get the technologies you need to engage students in the classroom, or how do you manage technologies to get kids excited about school? And obviously we're all in this together. So we appreciate your time today. I'm going to hand it right over to Tammy. She's got some great stuff for elementary and middle school teachers on what's going on with CILC. So I'll let you take it away, Tammy.
Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I will formally introduce myself. My name is Tammy Mooring. I'm with the Center for Interactive Learning and Collaboration, also known as the shorthand of CILC. And my job is to work with educators like yourselves to find virtual field trips on our website that are provided by our over 200 content providers from around the world. So today I'm going to kind of take you on a tour of our website, show you how it works. I'm going to highlight some opportunities for you to find programming right away. And then I'm going to also go in depth on how to use our search database, looking at programs that you may be wanting to find, and then also highlighting some of our top content providers for elementary and middle school, which I know you all are geared toward. And then I'm going to end our time together with talking also about our collaboration center, another opportunity that you can take advantage of. So the first thing I'm going to do is, please, if you have any questions during our time together, or you want to reach out to me, please use that chat feature that you see at the bottom hand side of your screen, and I will be more than happy to answer those for you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. You'll see up on your screen the CILC website. So it's cilc.org is our website. And membership is absolutely free to our educators. So I always emphasize that there is no monetary limit for you to find and book a program. The only time that there may be a transaction involved is if a program does cost a little bit of money. Otherwise, all programs are free of charge for you. The membership is free of charge to you. So to get started, you're going to go ahead at the top right here where it says My Dashboard. It will tell you Join Now. So you're going to click on that button. It'll have you fill out some information. It takes about 45 seconds to 1 minute for you to fill out the information, including at the bottom, there's a section that goes over different fields or discipline topics that are of interest to you. And I would encourage you to look at those fields and check all the boxes of the different things that interest you. And the reason I always encourage you to do that is because CILC sends out a newsletter every week. It goes out on Sunday, and that is usually the only time we communicate with you from CILC. We don't send you every morning something or every other day. We send you that Sunday newsletter, and then we may send you about 5 times a year an update of what is going on with some new events. So with that Sunday newsletter, you're getting the latest virtual field trips that are available to you. So when you put those topics in, you're able to narrow down what you are receiving. So you're customizing that newsletter to fit your needs. I always find this to be a great way to skip all the spam. And so if you are an elementary teacher that just is interested in science as a way for you to extend your virtual field trips, then you would click on science, that it's going to pertain it to those areas. If you are a middle school teacher and all you teach is social studies, you don't care probably about what's going on in science or what's happening in art of some sort, you're going to check those social studies fields, and you're going to get your 6th grade or your 7th grade or your 8th grade, and you're going to check those boxes. So definitely take advantage of customizing that newsletter to fit your needs. Once you're on the CILC website, there's a couple of different ways to find your programming. So we are the Center for Interactive Learning and Collaboration. So the first 2 tabs are where you need to go to find both of those things. If you go under Interactive Learning, you can find your virtual field trips, and that will bring you to a search database. We also have an opportunity for you to search programs by a date and time that are already set. So the Find Programs database allows you to search for a program on a topic that you think you need to bring a person into as a guest speaker, and set it at the date and time that work for your schedules. Where the other opportunities that we have listed here, these are programs that are already at a set date and time. Topics are already chosen, and they are in a webinar style format, which means that what we are doing right now, I can't hear or see you, but you can hear and see me, and we can interact in the chat. Those are what those programs are set up for. So if we go to Interactive Learning, Community of Learning, you will see that CILC currently has a program available every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the K-12 range. And these are definitely geared toward even the K-6 to K-8 would be the strong suit of these particular programs. They are absolutely free of charge. They're every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you were to find a program of your choice, you go ahead and click on the link to register. These are all done over WebEx, so it's going to ask you to fill in your first name, your last name, email, or you're going to register. You'll fill in a little bit of data for us to be able to report our numbers to our sponsor, and then you'll go ahead and get submitted. Once you submit it, it will send you that calendar invite. And with that calendar invite, you have one of 3 options for you as an educator, because I know every classroom is set up very differently today in this day and age. So one option is that you get that registration link and you forward it on to all of your students and say, dear students, when we need to connect to our event at 1 p.m. on January 30th, you're going to put in my first name, my last name, and this email address, which would be the email address that you use to register for the event. So if I were to pass this on to my students, it would be social media. Social is my first name, last name is media, and my email address is socialmedia@cilc.org. So they're going to click on the link, input this information, and then they would be able to hit join now. And that takes them to the webinar style. We don't see into their homes. They're able to interact with us. The catch is with that, though, I can't take the attendance for you. So I do not know if James or Patricia made it into the event. All I will see on my side is your name. So I would see Miss Media over and over and over again listed on my side. So there's a little catch with that one. The second opportunity or way that they could join this event is if you were to send this link to their parents and say, hey, go ahead and register for this event, they'll go ahead and get connected. Another way to get done it is if you are physically on the classroom with them, you would just click on the link, or if you are in a virtual classroom setting, you could click on the link and then share this on your screen to all of them that are connected to you. So as long as you're not in a WebEx event, if you're on a Zoom or you're using Google Classroom, you can connect to this event, share it on your screen, and then all of them would be able to watch the event with you at the same time. I kind of always say option 3 is great. If you're in the classroom, great. But if you're virtually doing the classroom, it's a great way to know that all of your students are there with you and you are set to go. So that's one way to take advantage of CILC, is to jump on for those community of learning events every day at 1 p.m. Eastern. They cover a variety of topics. Today we went westward by rail. Tomorrow we got habitat investigators. We can do shark science coming up. We have the Actors Company that really looks at Shakespeare and a variety of programs for there. And like I said, they're geared toward that K through 8, K through 6 grade range. So you'll find some wonderful programs there free of charge. The next thing I'd like to highlight is February 23rd is Digital Learning Day. And for that, CILC, along with our content providers, creates the Pec Festival. And this is an all-day celebration about spring into digital learning, our Digital Learning Day. So we provide 2 programs every hour starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for you to join absolutely free of charge. And these are definitely geared toward the K through 8 range. So some of the ones that I really think you can check out and go through and look at it, but you'll see that COSI Columbus and your wonderful state is providing a program. We also have through Irish Eyes, if you want to do a little dance. Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum has the fossil record. You can get into chain reactions. So there's definitely a variety out there. You can go out into outer space, or you can go all the way over and look at Komodo dragons. So definitely check these out. They're free of charge, and it's a great way for you to kind of be introduced to a content provider or an organization by clicking on that programming and receiving it absolutely free of charge on February 23rd. With our community of learning programs in some of our Pec festivals, these programs are sometimes recorded and available on our YouTube channel for about a month. We encourage teachers to take advantage of sending that recording out to students that were maybe not able to be live in the classroom with you on that day, or a way for you to send it out to their parents and say, hey, look what we did today. Check it out and talk about it with your student. It's also a great opportunity that if you can't attend one at a set date and time, to watch the video with your students and use it as a way of discussing that live virtual field trip and what happened. So take advantage of those 2 opportunities there. Also, we know with our K through 8th grade members that educators in your field are looking at many times for programs that hit themes throughout the year. And we know that Black History Month, Women's History Month, and programs looking at Earth Day are big things that are coming up in these next couple of months. So to help highlight and find those programs on the CILC website, CILC created a PDF or kind of a news release that highlights those programs. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat for everyone to have access to. And then I'll also pull it up on the CILC website. So here's the actual PDF. To find this, I want you to be able to find it too, instead of just throwing a link at you. You'll go to the bottom of the page and it says About. Under there is Latest News. When I click on that link, you'll find Current, and you can click on Read More. And it will take you to this particular media release. But what it does is highlight certain programs that are up and coming in these next couple of months to highlight those different themes. So for Black History Month, you'll find programs such as the Underground Railroad Immersive Experience from the Ohio History Connection. They've redid this program. It was at one time Can She Trust You? But they've reformatted because of COVID to both fit the Ohio History Connection's abilities in your abilities in the classroom, no matter where you are, to be able to do that program. So Double Victory, African Americans in World War II is also a great one to talk about. African American Artists, the Smithsonian American Art Museum, that is a free program. It's not black and white, how a museum defines race. You'll find that with the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. And of course, African American Trailblazers is with the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So some of the top particular programs for Black History Month are from organizations within your very state. So definitely click on those links, look at those programs. Some of them are free, some of them are not, but it's a great way to zone in on programs that fit those themes coming up. So now that we know how to find some free programs, are programs that are at a set date and time or ones that are about up and coming themes. Let's dive into how to find programs on the CILC website that pertain to what you're looking for, maybe to add to something you have coming up in your curriculum or for something you want to, take your students on. So one of the ways to do that is to go to Interactive Learning, find programs, and you'll get to our search database. And this database has over 2,000 interactive virtual field trips from our 200 content providers from around the world. And all you need to do is go ahead and put in a topic of your choice. So one of the favorite things about living where I do in Minnesota and where you do in Ohio is the weather. And it always makes me think of the book called The Mitten, which is a big book for younger grades, especially in that pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, to talk about that. But if I go ahead and put in mitten in our search and scroll down, it's going to show you that there is a program called The Animals of the Mitten from the Lee Richardson Zoo. Now, right away with this search, I narrowed it down right away, but we'll expand it to a bigger one right away. I can see the name of the virtual field trip, who is providing that virtual field trip, a little snippet of what that virtual field trip is about, the grade level or the audience that this is targeted for. Off to the right is some great information about this particular organization in the program itself. So off to a right, it shows that this content provider has been a CILC Pinnacle Award winner, which means that after every program that has booked on the CILC website, an evaluation is sent off, and you as educators grade these content providers on how well they're doing. To receive this Pinnacle Award, a content provider has to have an average score of 95% or above for the entire year over all of their programs. So it's a top award. It's only given to about a fourth of our content providers every year, maybe some years a little bit more, but it is a highly sought after award. So definitely check and look into that. You'll know they're a good content provider for that. Also below that, in our evaluation, we ask a question: would you recommend this program to others? Yes or no? And you as an educator answering that question, if you say yes, you're giving it a thumbs up. If at least 75% of you that filled out this evaluation said that yes, you got a star, which means that it was an exceptional high rating. So if we look at this particular program and we hover over it, you'll see that it was recommended by 99% of participating educators that completed the evaluation. So that kind of there is a good hint that it's a very good program to look at. So if I were interested in this program after getting the search results, I would go ahead and click on that program. I'm going to get a more in-depth program flyer or information about the event itself. I'll kind of go more in depth about the program. You'll see the cost of the program, the length of time that it is covering. And then at the very bottom here, you'll find a little bit of information about the content provider. But I always look at these details as a former educator myself: the format, the objectives, and of course the standards of which we are going to be hitting. So right away you can tell with all CILC virtual field trips, it's not only a fun experience, but it is live, it is interactive, and it meets your needs as an educator in the classroom. So those are one of the areas you'll find out there. If you want to, you can go ahead and use the chat to just tell me some programs that you may be looking for or areas that you're searching for, and I'll be more than happy to do a search on your behalf. If while you're thinking of those opportunities, you can also see that you can take out any search topic if you want to. You always choose a content provider from the drop-down menu and see what programs they have available. So if you are interested in programs from the Cleveland Museum of Natural History, which is one of the top content providers we always say on CILC, or the Cleveland Museum of Art, or the Pro Football Hall of Fame, or Ohio History Connection, you can scroll down, click on their name from the drop-down menu, and it will go through our database and start pulling all the programs that they currently have available for you. Right away, you can see the target range and everything we talked about before. So that's another way of seeking out and finding those content providers or programs if you know there's a particular one that you're looking for. I have to say, a lot of times I get the question, how do I find free programs, Tammy? We are on a budget. We have no money. How do you expect me to do these? What do I do? So there is a little trick. All you have to go and do is put in the search for the word free. When you put the word free in, what it does is it brings up all programs on the CILC website that are absolutely free of charge. Another way to think about finding free programs or discounted programs is first to think at the federal level. We all pay our taxes, or I hope we do, and that tax money goes to organizations like the National Park Service, the Smithsonian. Those programs by that organization have to be provided to all of us free of charge, as we already paid for them. So if you go to our drop-down menu, you can find many national parks out there that provide free of programming. So you could probably grab one from the drop-down menu already. So you'll see that you could find a big favorite one is mine is Glacier Bay National Park and Reserve up in Alaska. You can go to. Coming up very soon will be DC area national parks and partners. So the Washington Monument, the mall that we call in DC will be having several of their parks and local organizations joining them. So they'll be announcing some programs soon. Denali National Park and Preserve is also a part of that. You want to travel to the Rockies, you can pull up Rocky Mountain National Park in there. So definitely look for those free organizations or think about them. So as we scroll down, if I put in the word free, you'll see that the Homestead National Monument of America is in there. That's in Nebraska. You'll also see that the Smithsonian has their programs up there, absolutely free of charge. And you can go ahead and just keep on clicking and looking at the free opportunities that we have. Zion National Park is in there. So definitely take advantage. Rocky Mountain, Joshua Tree National Park, like I said, is a new content provider that we have on the CILC website. So definitely look at those particular programs. I also kind of want to highlight right now, and this is what Tom asked me to really go, some of our top content providers on CILC that you might want to dive into or look at that provide amazing programming, especially for your particular age group that you deal with. So one of them that I would do, or a way to find some of those top ones, if you go under content providers, you'll find the Pinnacle Award. And this page announces to you the organizations that won the Pinnacle Award for this last year. You'll also see there some of our top Pinnacle Award winners. And these are organizations that have won the Pinnacle Award for 10 plus years that are on the CILC website. And we have only been giving this award out for about the last 12 years. So these content providers are doing pretty good. But one of the things I would like to highlight in here, some of them I would like to highlight, is Molten Marine Laboratory. They provide programming from Sarasota, Florida. All their programs are live and interactive, like all of them on the CILC website, but they definitely dive into your sciences. So if you are looking at a way to bring sharks into your classroom, they do have a program on dolphins a little bit here. They bring crabs. They have a program on manatees, the coral studies, sea turtles. Definitely check out what they have to offer. Another great one to take advantage of is the Center for Puppetry of Arts. Their programs, even though we think puppets, oh, that's just art-based, are actually very disciplinary, cross-disciplinary. And what they do is they use puppets to teach a variety of topics. So one of the programs that they have is butterflies, in which students actually construct a butterfly marionette, and they're going to be using materials that they have available in the classroom. And during that time, they're going to be building that butterfly puppet with the instructor from the Center of Puppetry of Arts. So they're not only building a puppet, but they're also learning the parts of the butterfly. And we all know if you can keep them active and doing something during the program, using their hands, they're going to remember it better. I also love these programs because students are taking the item home with them. And there's nothing better than a student taking something home to their parents or their guardian or their grandparent or aunt or uncle or whoever it is and talking to them about it. You can tell when they show it that they learned a great deal and had a lot of fun. So they have a variety of programs. One of their most popular ones going on right now is exploring the Antarctica because it's a themed one. They get to discuss the plants. Of course, they do programs that are on different, like they have a program about Mexico or Native Americans, spiders. I have to say, I know how a spider's jaw works even 10 plus years later, because I use this in a classroom. Tropical rainforests, so you name it, they're out there. They also do have some that are geared to maybe even the younger ages, pre-K and kindergarten, and those are ones that are a live interactive puppet show. With those programs, you are not making a puppet, but you are watching a puppet show, and your students get to ask questions, you know, kind of help the puppets along, and there's usually there's a moral to the story or a lot of fun that they're having with it. So that's another way of bringing them into your classroom without necessarily having to build a puppet. I have to say, with the Center for Puppetry of Arts, if you're building that puppet, you got to have all those program materials ready. Another great one is if we go back to interactive learning, find programs. I want to highlight a couple of other ones. So I talked about the Center for Puppetry of Arts. I would also suggest looking at Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum. There, it says it right in their name, they're hands-on. So this particular organization has a component during every one of their programs in which the students are doing something with them, much like the Center for Puppetry of Arts. So Owls from the Inside Out, students are dissecting an owl pellet. During slime time in the States of Matter, those students are making slime with the program leader and talking about the different states of matter, what is slime, how you would classify it with those, you know, using that to analyze those science skills. I have to say, one of a really fun one, it kind of looks weird over here, and it also looks beautiful the same, is dissecting a cow's eye. So that definitely is available toward that middle school grade level. So look into those programs. They do take a little prep for you as a teacher ahead of time to get your things set up, but definitely there is great opportunities with it. Another one that I would say you need to look at is the Greenville Zoo. So I'm going to go ahead and pop their programs up. A great thing about the Greenville Zoo is with all of their programs, they show 3 education animals live in the trip with you. So everyone needs a home. This right here is their little bird named Sunny. Sunny will make an appearance. And then you'll find 2 other animals that will make an appearance. And they're spread out throughout your time together, which is a great way to kind of see those animals live and close. They have 3 different cameras to bring them alive. So you definitely get the opportunity to do that around the program. The Greenville Zoo also has an opportunity for you to design your own program. So if you're thinking about a particular program with animals, but you don't know exactly what's out there, or none of these are fitting your needs, you can reach out to them and design your own one. They also have a great program, I say, for that middle school and high school is Careers with Animals, kind of getting students thinking about what is the next step or what interests them. And then Who's Who in the Zoo. And they also do have opportunities where you can go on like kind of a tour of the zoo. So you go around and see the different parts of the zoo with them if you really want to go out and about in the zoo. So those are different opportunities for you to take advantage of with this particular content provider. Also some other ones to look at, because I know I don't want to spend too much of your time, and I do want to also highlight our collaborations, is Longwood Gardens, Alaska Sea Life Center. Alaska Sea Life Center, they do all their programs in front of their tank or in front of their bird habitats. You can look at the birds of Alaska and that northern part of the hemisphere. So if you ever want to see some puffins up close and personal, they are the people to go to. Longwood Gardens has all of their programs free of charge, as it is a mission of their organization to provide those programs to schools free of charge. So that's Longwood Science Center, which also has wonderful programming. Longwood Gardens does too, and you'll be able to see those once they pop up. So they have programs about the life of a plant, desert adaptations that plant have, and much more. I would also encourage you to look at Booth Museum. And this is one that really fits well into that middle school range that I like to highlight. And you're going to find them right here. Hopefully the website will catch up with me. My internet is a little overloaded, but they have, they use art to teach a variety of topics for their programs. They're definitely looking at that 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 6th, 7th, 8th. So they're definitely for that upper elementary and middle school grade level. So they have a variety of programs with American Indians, Western movies, and Autumn Tale. And they also have a wonderful program that is free during the month of February, Diversity of the American West, Cultures, People, and Environments. I did talk to the Booth Museum yesterday. They plan on doing one free program a month. So definitely click on that link and get that program free of charge to you. Another fun one that I think works really well, especially for the older elementary and middle school, is a particular organization called Banyan Global Learning. And what they do for their programs is they actually have someone live at the site. So it isn't a PowerPoint presentation. It's not someone necessarily in a closet. They do have their moderator who kind of leads the program and is there to help them out. But the rest of the time, you are talking to one of their teachers live in the actual location. So you can go to a Taiwan market. You can do cultural hotspots of Los Angeles. They have a program on the comparing coastal habitats. So they have some wonderful teachers that will connect to you both in California and Florida at the same time. They also have one, this is one of my favorites. They have a program live from New Zealand and they talk about Kiwi Bird Life Park. But definitely they have one of their teachers right there in New Zealand who's able to walk around, go out into the forest and find the birds with you. So it's a great way to have students interactive and live with you. And definitely if you're looking at that middle school and upper grade school levels, they fit out perfectly for that. The last thing I want to highlight for all of you is our collaboration center, and then I'll open it up, of course, for questions. But CILC not only offers those interactive virtual field trips, but also an opportunity for you to connect your classroom to another classroom and have a connection with a collaboration event. So if you go to our collaboration space, CILC divides our collaborations up into 3 different types. The first type is a one-to-one collaboration in which your classroom connects to another classroom on a topic of your choice. So this is kind of finding that match.com. So if you click on that link, you are looking at all of the current collaborations that are on our website. You can click on the link and reach out to that teacher. The website reaches out to them and they'll reach out to you. And you'll be able to get connected on a variety of topics. So you can see their virtual kindergarten book buddies we have, solve a mystery by asking questions. There's one for STEM for grades 4 through 8 that you can get connected with. You have a group of students in India that want to get connected with some other students. So definitely look at that. Looking for middle school / high school classes in Costa Rica and Peru, but Kristen Edward is definitely someone that you could connect with if you wanted to connect your students in Ohio to someone in New York. But look at those collaborations. So that's a great opportunity for you to find a way to connect to someone one-to-one. If you don't find one, you can definitely post a collaboration that you're looking for someone. There's scheduled events. So these are opportunities in which collaborations are at a set date and time many students or classrooms are going to come together. They're going to be able to talk to a speaker or an expert and then ask questions to that speaker in front of other classrooms that are connected at the same time. And then our last event is a matchup event in which you get to be connected to another classroom around a topic. So this one kind of, I always say, is the easiest way to jump into a collaboration, because all you have to do is it gives you all the framework. There's materials already gathered out for you. It's at a set time frame, and we work with time zones. But if you were to find the program, for instance, we have a way for you to collaborate the 100 Days of School Collaboration. I know that's coming up around the corner. You could click on that to get connected. There's the Mitten Video Conference Project. So if you really love that book, The Mitten, not only can you take a virtual field trip, but you can get connected to another group of students in another part of the United States to do this particular program. And also we have a big one we just kicked off this morning called Read Around the Planet. And this is an opportunity for educators like yourself to have their classroom be connected to another classroom at a set date and time that work for you both to have a topic on reading. So you could act out a play together. You could read stories out loud to each other. You could do a discussion of some sort, but it's all around any topic that works for you to celebrate Reading Month in March. So that's something for you to definitely take advantage of. You can find that by going to collaborations and collaboration space. But at this time, I know we have about 10 minutes left for our overall time together. I wanted to leave a little extra time and also to give you an opportunity that if you needed to head off to other things in the day, you got a little bit of a jump start. I'm going to go ahead and look at our Q&A section. I see that there is a question. Yes, you are correct. It is being recorded, and I'm sure Tom will be able to get this out to all of you. There is a lot of information I just brain dumped on all of you. So definitely take advantage of the recording, and then you'll be able to look at all those resources and find them out later. I'm also going to put into the chat my email address, and you are more than welcome to reach out to me at any time if you have questions about CILC. I can walk you through signing up. I can walk you through booking a trip. I can help you find a content provider that may be able to do a program for you. I'll be able to help you out. A great thing about my particular job is I am there for over 200 content providers from around the world. So my job is to know each of them personally and all of their programs they have to offer. So a lot of time when teachers come to me, they're like, I need to find a program about this, or do you know of a content provider that can create a program based on ladybugs? And I would be able to help you find a content provider that fits your needs, or at least give you a contact to reach out to. So definitely take advantage or reach out to me if you have any questions. Otherwise, do we have any other questions about anything I covered? I know I provided a huge amount of information to you all at once, so it can be overwhelming. I'm just going to go ahead and put the CILC website also in the chat for you to go to. Like I said, it's probably not hyperlinked very well. I apologize. Membership is free of charge. There's only ever a charge if the programs have a fee, and the content provider would charge you directly. Otherwise, definitely look at the providers that are in your area. There are a lot of wonderful free content providers. I love all the providers in Ohio. The Cleveland Museum of Natural History, Cleveland Art Museum have some amazing programs. Pro Football Hall of Fame is out there. The Ohio History Connection in Columbus, Ohio. Tom, I know, has some programs also. And then also definitely take advantage of COSI Columbus. They have some wonderful interactive programs on the STEM side where you can do engineering, or you can also jump in and join them for a live knee surgery if you'd like to also. But I'm not seeing any other questions. I'll wait a little. Perfect. Thank you, Tom, for letting us know where we can find that great YouTube channel where all of them are hosted. But at this time, I'm going to pass it back over to you, Tom, unless any other questions come in, but I will make sure I stick around for that.
Well, thank you, Tammy. That was great. And I get so excited to see all the cool stuff that's going on. So even a few things that I want to check out. So we appreciate your time today. And also for all of our participants, as I shared in the chat and in the Q&A, all of the professional development for OhioDLA is posted on our YouTube channel. And the recording will be as well, probably be there in about 2 days. It usually takes a day or two to process and get everything up. Also, we'll be back here tomorrow. If you know any high school teachers that would like to learn about all the wonderful things that CILC is doing, please share that this was a great session and that they should check it out. And also, of course, if you're a middle school student looking towards that high school experience, come back tomorrow because Tammy will show you a whole bunch of other stuff that she didn't show you today. So thank you again for your time. We appreciate everybody joining us. And if you, again, are interested in the OhioDLA as a member or associate, please visit our website to become an associate. It's like 3 questions and you'll get all our information and all kinds of wonderful stuff to learn about Ohio's distance learning, but also then thank you again to our partner CILC for all the work. And thanks, Tammy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. You have a great rest of the day, everyone.
All right.